Bilam rides his donkey to go curse the Jewish people. And the pasuk says in Perek Chav Beis that the donkey is on its way. Vatera ason es malach Hashem nitzav baderech. There's an angel in the middle of the road over there, not letting him walk straight. V'charbo shlufa biyado. He has a sword in his hand. Vateit ha'ason min haderech vatelech basadeh. So the donkey goes off to the side. It's open sides on both sides, and he just goes around. He goes into the field. Bilam hits him, puts him back on the derech. Okay, he continues on the road, and the malach, the angel, stands again over there. But this time, it's in the vineyard, and there are walls on either side. So there's not much room to move around, but yet the donkey is able to go around on one side against the wall, hurts Bilam on his leg, pushes it against the wall, and Bilam again hits him. Okay? Get back onto the road. Gets back onto the straight path, and again, the malach, the angel, stands there in the middle, and the pasuk says, pasuk chaf vav, vayamod b'makom tsar. Here was a very tight area. Shar'in derech lintos yaminu small. You can't walk right, you can't walk left. There's only one way to go straight, and basically, since the malach was there was nowhere to go. Okay? Sounds like a nice story. The question is, what's the significance over here? 3 times. The first time he was able to go freely to the side. The second one was only one side. The third time he couldn't move at all. What's going on? So Rashi hints to the following medrash. The Yalkut Shimoni says as follows. Says that Bilam intended to curse not specifically the Jewish people individually, but wanted to curse the Avos, the forefathers, Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. And it says as follows. It says that the Malach was trying to show him that that's not going to happen. Bikesh lekalel banav shel Avram Avinu. He wants to go ahead and curse the descendants of Avram, vayamotzi b'nei Yishmael b'nei Keturah, because Avraham had 2 sons that weren't so great, Yishmael and Keturah. So the descendants of such people from Avram you could curse. There are 2 directions, either right or left, that you could curse. But the third direction, straight, that you can't, because Yitzchak, the son of Avram, you can't curse because he was a great person. Then Bikesh lekalel banav shel Yitzchak. Or maybe you'll say, okay, I want to curse the sons, the children of Yitzchak. So that was the second episode, and the Malach said, oh, if that's the case, there's only one direction that you could barely get around, because Yitzchak had one son that wasn't good, and that was Esav. And then the third time he continued, he said, oh, you want to curse the descendants of Yaakov? There's nowhere to move, because Yaakov's children were perfect, all tzaddikim. And therefore, you want to curse Avram's children? Okay, maybe there's a direction this way, direction that way. There are certain descendants that you could curse. Yitzchak, okay, there's one way. Yaakov, forget about it. So this Jewish people in front of you, there's no chance that you're going to be able to go ahead and curse them. And the pasuk says, later on in Perek Chav Gimel, pasuk Tes, that Bilam himself says that I'm not going to be able to curse them. And he gives them a bracha. He says, Ki meirosh tzurim erenu. From its origin, I see it's like a rock. So says the Yalkut Shimoni. From the bracha, we see what Bilam originally wanted to go ahead and curse. And he gives a mashal. L'adam sheba l'kotz es ha'ilan. There's this big tree standing there, and someone wants to come and cut down the tree. Misha Eino Baki, a non-expert, right? Rasman wants to come ahead and go ahead and cut down the tree. Kotz es ha'anafim. What do? You cut this branch down, then the next branch, and slowly branch. Kol anaf ve'anaf, each branch. Umityageh. Oh, this is rough work, cutting so many branches. This tree is huge. Vapikeach, but the smart person, Megalet hashrushim v'kotzeitz. He says, let's move around the dirt over here on the bottom. I see the roots. Let's cut those roots, and the whole thing falls right down. That is what Bilam wanted to do. Bilam was a smart guy. Bilam said, you want me to curse the Jewish people? I'm not going to go after them individually. I'm going to cut them from the roots. I'm going to go ahead and try to curse Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, our patriarchs, where our Kedusha stems from, our holiness stems from. Not just what we do on a daily basis, but we have to realize that we're holy people because of our past. We have a very, very rich history. And all of our forefathers injected holiness into us today. So Bilam says, well, if I want to destroy these people, I got to go ahead and cut that source of energy from the beginning. I am going to go against Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. And then finally, when the Malach shows him, guess what, buddy? Yaakov is nowhere to go because the Jewish people, they were perfect. You have this strong, like a rock. Himerosh Tsurim Arenu. It's like a rock. You can't nail them. You can't go ahead and eradicate them. So then Bilam had to go ahead and give a bracha. Now, if we take a step back and look at a few other parts of the parsha, we see that this is exactly what Bilam was trying to do. Like the pasuk says in Perek, before he went on his journey, the pasuk says, "Vayakam Bilam baboker." He got up early. V'achavoshes asono. He went and he saddled the donkey. This is Bilam. He should have had his servants go ahead and do it. He did it himself. Why? Because he wanted to show that he was better than Avram. The pasuk says by the Kedas Yitzchak, Avram went ahead and he got up early and he did it himself. So Bilam's saying, well, I can do it also. So Rashi says, well, Hashem said to him, guess what, buddy? He came first. He already set it up. You can't do it. But that's what his intention was. Bilam wanted to go ahead and do it himself. The pasuk says in Perek Chav Gimel, pasuk Daled. The pasuk says, Vayikar Elokim el Bilam, Vayomer Elav Eshivas HaMizbachos Arachti. Bilam built 7 mizbeachs, 7 different altars. Where did that number come from? As Rashi explains, the amount of mizbeachs that Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov built all together was 7. So Bilam was coming to say, I'm better than all 3 of them. So forget those chus avos, forget the merits of their forefathers. I could go ahead and get them myself. When he was on the donkey, Perek Chav Beis Pasuk Chav Ches, the donkey started to speak. Right? What did he say? What did I do to you? Ki kisani, that you hit me zeh shalosh regalim, that you hit me these 3 times. And Rashi points out that the normal word in Hebrew for times is pe'amim. Why did he hit me shalosh pe'amim? What's shalosh regalim? And Rashi explains, Ramzalo, she intimated to him. A hint, Atamavakish Lakor, you seek to uproot my nation, Hachogeges Shalosh Regalim Bishana. That 3 times a year on the Shalosh Regalim, the holidays of Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot, this nation goes up and serves Hashem at the Beis HaMikdash. You can't uproot people like that. Why did the donkey pick that example? I mean, why didn't it say, like, this is the nation that wears tefillin? Or this is the nation that wears tzitzis? No, this is the nation that goes to the Beis HaMikdash 3 times a year. Why the hint to the 3 holidays? So perhaps the idea is as follows. If you look at the Tur in Hilchos Rosh Chodesh, the Tur writes that the 3 regalim, Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot, are Keneged Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Each holiday is based on one of the Avos. So that's the donkey who's coming to say, what, you're going to go ahead and uproot this nation that has an Avram and Yitzchak and a Yaakov, and they follow in their ways, tap into that energy every single one of the holidays? Forget it! It's impossible. You're not going to be able to cut down the tree from the roots. You're not going to be able to do it. And that's what Bilam realized, and Bilam backed out on some level. But, and here comes the big but. Bilam goes ahead in Perek Chav Daled, Pasuk Zayin, and he says, Er'enu v'lo ata. I see, as Rashi explains, I see Yaakov's glory, again, a hint to Yaakov, but not now. Not now. Lo ata, not now. Meaning, As Rashi explains in the Psukim, Mashiach, it's going to come.